Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Dreezy from Dreezy Gaming. So today we're going to continue our climb series. This is the second video in the climb series. So last video we went over champion select, and this time we're going to be going over mastery pages. And so whether you're new at making mastery pages, or you don't know a whole lot about it, or you're just getting into League, or maybe you just never really thought about your mastery pages, and now you kind of want to learn a little bit more. You're getting up higher in the tiers and the levels, and you want to increase your odds of winning, and having the right mastery pages definitely can help you. If you have the wrong masteries, that can be the difference between 5,000 damage at the end of the game, or being able to absorb 5,000 damage at the end of the game. Depending on what role you're taking, having the right masteries is definitely very important. And so just a little bit of a back history, I guess, about masteries is the meta, or the standard, I guess you could call it, is 21 and 9. So you'll see here in my attack damage carry mastery build, I have 21 in offense, 9 in defense, and that basically just gives you a good balance. It gives you a good I guess a base for your damage and your defense, just so that you can kind of sustain a little bit. So basically this line right here is all attack speed, attack damage, all the way up into here, and then this is just standard damage. This is penetration, and this is just a +3 increase in damage. And then if you go for this line, this is ability power. So if you're going attack damage, you'll go all the way down this line. If you're going ability power, you'll go down this, and then jump over to here at devastating strikes and havoc. So for my ADC, I have that standard build, basically everything maxed out except for Warlord, going all the way down this line. I also get Frenzy, gives me some more attack speed with critical strikes, and then I get Executioner and Dangerous Game, which those are more about me fighting a champion or getting in team fights, and me being able to do as much damage as possible and get out. And that's what I kind of focus on, is just kind of getting my kills and getting out of there. And then Butcher and Feast, those are just focusing on your laning and your last hitting. So Butcher allows you to last hit a little bit better because of your damage. It gives you a little bit extra damage for your last hits. And then Feast allows you, whenever you kill a unit, you gain 3 health and 1 mana. So that just helps you with your sustain. It allows you to stay in lane longer so that you can keep farming, you keep getting that gold, that income. You just have a better chance of getting ahead of your opponent. And then I have, this is basically a standard defensive build. Just 9 in defense. I have the increased armor, increased health, and then reduced damage from basic attacks. And that's just as simple as you can get, basically, with ADC. I guess I can make it a little bit simpler by taking something out of here, finishing Warlord, and going into Havoc. So then I have just a straight line, and then my regular defense. But I personally, I like having Frenzy for those critical strikes, because a lot of the ADCs that I play use critical hits, and I get like Infinity Edge, Static Shift, things like that. And so this actually helps me out a lot. By no means do you have to stick with these 100%. You can definitely play around with them, see what works best for you. But these are definitely the mastery pages that work for me, based on my experience in the last 3.5 years that I've been playing League. And I have been kind of adapting them over the years. So don't think that I've just been using these for the last 3 years. Definitely haven't. I've been changing them, adding, updating them based on the updates that League has been having. So now we'll go into jungle, and so this is the jungle attack damage. You just do your attack damage line all the way down. My cooldown reduction, Butcher and Feast, that just allows you to sustain in the jungle just like how you would in the lane. And then rather than going down here for Juggernaut and getting these points for the basic attacks from champions, you get Tough Skin and Bladed Armor, which allows you to sustain in the jungle more. It allows you to take less damage from monsters, and so that's basically your jungle attack damage. It's really similar to your ADC. It's just obviously you get those points for your jungling. So then next we'll go into APC, which is ability power. So basically your mid lane. Most of your mid lane champions are APC, ability power carries. And so this one, you do your ability power line, jump over to devastating strikes, havoc. Then you get your executioner and dangerous game, just like how you have for the ADC. Just allows you to do more damage. You do along with this double-edged sword, you do more damage, but you also take a little bit more damage. So when you're playing ability power carry, you want to make sure that you blow them up and you do as much damage as possible. Make sure you hit your skill shots, all that kind of stuff, because if you don't, they're also going to do a little bit more damage whenever you have this double-edged sword. And then I have the basic, this is another basic defense, just recovery, veteran scars, getting your health regen and your health up. This kind of just helps you to stay in lane and allows you to not get killed as easily from their jungle, from ganks from them. And so yeah, that's that. Let's see, we'll go into ability power jungle. And so this one, it looks a lot like, a standard ability power carry. If you look at this, and when I switch back to the jungle, it has all of these points, it just doesn't have these two, because what I did is I went 18 offense, 12 defense, and just allows me to have a little bit more tankiness in the jungle, allows me to sustain more, and most of the ability power jungle champions that I play, they are more based on their defense, and so that's why I get a little bit more defense in here. I still like to have more points total in my offense, because I like kind of being like focusing on helping to carry my team, rather than when you get into like higher tiers, once you get up to like diamond and higher things like that, the jungle is more of a support role, whereas when you're in the lower, bronze, silver, gold, you kind of have to think more as a carry, because you can't really support as jungle and expect to win a lot of games, because when you rely on your teammates, when you rely on your teammates, it kind of sucks, because you can't really do that. You can't really rely on teammates to carry you, and that's just how it is. It's like the harsh truth in in the lower tiers, bronze and silver especially. You just really can't rely on your teammates. I mean, it definitely is a team game. Don't get me wrong, but you have to realize that you're always going to have feeders, you're always going to have people that are raging and toxic players and stuff. So that's why I like to get a little bit more points in my offense, just so I can hopefully carry my team a little bit more. Alright, so now we'll go into support. And support, I have the standard is a lot of utility. Usually you get 21 points in utility. I like 24 just because I like to max out my mana regen, my health and mana right here. Getting the biscuits, they give you mana whenever you eat a pot instead of just health, and then also this gold income is very important, because as a support you're not killing units, you're not killing champions, you're just getting this income and the income of the minions that die around you, and so that I definitely would recommend getting all of these gold income mastery points. And then I also like to get my sorcery. I like to get my 5% cooldown reduction, just so I can keep using my abilities, and just a little bit more ability power, because most of the support champions that I play personally are based on ability power, and so I like to have that just kind of as an option. If we're winning the game, or my team's basically all pretty much fed and stuff, and I can start taking some kills and doing some more damage, then I have that mental force, I have that increased ability power. It kind of just gives me a base for my damage. And then for the last one, just to top things off, we're going to go with top. And top, most of the champions that you play in top, you do the attack damage standard line, you do the double-edged sword, you do your executioner dangerous game. Butcher, I like to get Butcher. Some people don't like it. They like to get a different point, maybe in like Frenzy or something like that. I like to have it just for my last hitting, just like you would for ADC. And I have this is basically the standard defense. The defense doesn't really change around a whole lot, unless if you're going for my like specified champions, like Alistar and things like that. Then you can start changing things around. For Mundo, there's different things that you want to use. But yeah, that's the standard top right here. And yeah, if you guys like want to change things around, like I said, you can move things around to fit your preferences. These are just the things that I have found that work for me. And that's about it for Masteries. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Have a great day.
Come on, come on.